Hey everybody, it is Professor Parish, and we are in a brand new week for English 109. So I wanted to go over a couple of the assignments that are going to be due this next week. I'm recording this on Friday, so it's a few days early than normal. So I'm going to be posting this a little earlier than usual, but that's okay. um, I also wanted to let you know that this coming week I'm actually going to be leaving on Thursday and going out of town for the rest of the week and in the weekend. So I'm actually going to record my video for, this coming week is going to be week 13. I'm going to be recording for week 14 a little bit earlier than usual. So I'm going to have it on YouTube early, but while I'm driving home on Sunday of that week, I'll put it onto our actual course page. So if you notice it's on YouTube and you're like, man, that's a super early video, that's because I'm just getting it out of the way before I leave for my trip. So, so anyway, what we're going to focus on this week, like I said, I'm recording this early. So if you've not already done week 12's assignments, please make sure to do so. There is just your narration draft and the grammar review number 6 due. It looks like several of you have already done it. Cool. So just make sure that you do that. And then for this coming week, week 13, we have 3 assignments due. You have the 7th grammar review, which I'm going to show you all, the week 13 discussion forum, and then your actual narration paper will be due that Sunday, the 10th of November. Like I said, I will be out of town that whole weekend, so please bear with me. It is going to be a little bit later than usual with me grading these papers. But I will have the video for week 14 done sometime next week early, and I will put it on YouTube, and then around the 10th I will post the actual video to this page. So I'm posting this one a little early. I'm going to be doing the video for the week after next a little early, and then things should get back on track. But hopefully that will help prep for our final paper and things like that. So with our grammar review, let me bring up the grammar review here. Some of you already turned it in. You're ahead of the game. So grammar review number 7 is what's going to be due next week. You have grammar 6 review due this week 12. The grammar review number 7, some of you have already done it, but I'm going to show it up here so you all can see. So basically it's going over pages 495 and 499 in our textbook. All you're doing, this is talking about adjectives and adverbs. And I think this adverbs confuse a lot of people, so I wanted to go over this with you briefly. An adjective is just any word that describes a noun. So if you're talking about clouds, which are nouns, you could say like a big cloud or a fluffy cloud. And those words, big and fluffy, would be adjectives. They're just describing what that noun looks like. Or you could say 7 clouds, and 7 is an adjective because it's describing how many. And pages 495 to 499 give you a lot of examples of adjectives. I say adjectives because of my accent, because of the region I'm in, but it's adjectives if you're going to include the T in there. And then you have adverbs. Now, adverbs do exactly the same thing, only for verbs instead of nouns. So if you swam somewhere, maybe you quickly swam. Or if you were going somewhere, you could say you were going soon, and soon would be an adverb. And it's basically describing the verb or describing the action. That's an adverb. And a good rule of thumb is that a lot of adverbs have ly on the end of them. So if you're quickly doing something, or slowly, or methodically, if it has an ly, it's definitely an adverb. But some words like soon do not have ly, and they're still adverbs. So what you need to do for this assignment is look at the nouns and the verbs, and if anything is describing the nouns or the verbs, then you need to write them down for 1 through 5 here. For this next set, what you need to do is tell me, is it well or is it good? And I always think of the 30 Rock skit with Tracy Morgan, where they're like, how are you doing? They're like, oh, I'm doing good. And Tracy Morgan's like, no, Superman does good. You do well. And he actually uses it in the correct form. So I always think of that skit. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look up 30 Rock, Superman, good and well, and you'll find it. But you are writing down whether or not the term should be good or should it be well for the sentence? And again, pages 495 to 499 talk about this and the difference between the two of them. And then finally, we do have some extra credit. Yay, raw. You are choosing the correct word or phrase for numbers 1 through 10. Now, numbers 1 through 5 count as part of your grade for this assignment. Numbers 6 through 10 are extra credit. And I highly encourage you, it doesn't hurt to do extra credit. Any extra credit is always welcome in my book. So this is a nice opportunity for you to get up to 5 more extra credit points to help your grade. So I highly encourage you to do all of the assignment here, but it should be pretty straightforward. I know adverbs can confuse a lot of people, but here's the rule of thumb. Just pick out the nouns and the verbs in your sentence. What the action is, which is the verb, and what the action happening to is, which is the noun, and see if there's any words describing either one of those. And if there is, that's an adjective or an adverb. All right? So, and you can always email me if you have questions as well. So that's the grammar review number 7. We are getting close to finishing up our grammar reviews. So far, everybody's done a really good job on them. The narration drop box, so your paper is due. It is worth 50 points, so make sure that you turn in your narration papers. I know for week 12, you all have been doing the drafts in the discussion forum, so one of my goals this weekend is to read your drafts and give you feedback by Sunday so that you'll have that going forward and editing and getting your final drafts ready. So I haven't looked at the discussion forum yet, just because of my schedule this week, but I am planning on devoting a lot of time Saturday and Sunday to getting those drafts read. So don't worry, I will be reading them. And then finally, our discussion forum for week 13, which I will just go ahead and go to it and pull it up here. So the week 13 discussion forum, we're going to be ending our narration segment and moving into argumentation. So we've had Lindsay Ellis as a person in our videos before, but this is actually going to be talking specifically about narrators and unreliable narrators. And if you don't know what an unreliable narrator is, then Lindsay will explain this in the video, but it's essentially when we can't trust the narrator of the story that we're reading, which is a pretty interesting concept if you think about it. So the video that I have here is all about narrators and whether they're reliable or not. And so I encourage you to please watch this video. It's not incredibly long, but to watch it, and then there are 3 questions asked about narrators, and this will kind of tie up our narration section before we move into argument in week 14. So that's the discussion forum. It's a pretty short week. Everybody's been doing great on the grammar assignments, so I am confident that you will be fine on number 7. And I'm excited this weekend to read your narration drafts. I'm excited to see them. If anything is off, I will definitely email you, but I plan on giving you feedback all throughout this weekend, so I'm excited for that. As always, if you have questions, feel free to let me know. But like I said, I'm going to be posting, this is week 13's video, so it's going to be posting soon, and you'll have all weekend to look at it. And then I'm going to be doing week 14's video sometime early next week, and it'll be on YouTube during the week, and then around Sunday I'll post it to our actual page. Around the 10th I'll post it. Okay? As always, let me know if you have questions, but otherwise I hope your semester is going great. As always, you can ask me any questions you want, but I look forward to reading your papers, and I'll talk to you all again soon. Bye.